The audition was for A Christmas Carol at Madison Square Garden. The show is written by Alan Menken and Lynn Ahrens. And it was directed by the late Mike Ockrent and choreographed by Susan Stroman, music directed by Paul Gimignani. I'm telling you all this because those were the people that were in the room. So when I was getting ready to leave the Toronto company of Phantom, I knew my contract was not being renewed, and I reached out to some friends who were in a show in New York, and one of them had an apartment for me to sublet. So I said, wait, there's a part for you in the show, and you should try to get an audition, and it's going to be on whatever day. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll fly from Toronto to New York and see if I can get an audition for that day. Now, I sent my stuff. I called, I badgered this casting office, Hughes Moss Casting. They don't exist anymore. And I said, listen, I'm going to be in town this day. I'd love to be seen with you. I said, okay, we'll try. We'll see what we can do. I went to New York. I looked at the apartment. I took the apartment, and the audition was the next day. And I had gotten the music from my friend. They sent it to me. So I learned the music that they sent me. That morning of the audition, I didn't hear anything. I didn't know where it was going to be. And I went to a payphone. This is before we had cell phones. This is before we had cell phones. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I went to a payphone. What's a payphone? I don't want to hear that. I went to the payphone. I called Hughes Moss. Somebody answers the phone, an assistant of, I don't know who it was. And I said, hi, this is Roland Rusnak. I know your auditions are today for this show. Can you please see me today? And they said, well, it's not going to happen. And I said, no, you don't understand. I know I'm right for the show. My friend so-and-so said that I'm right for the show. He's the dance captain. He went, oh, yeah, okay, oh, right, well, fine. Okay, it's here. It's at this location. Just show up at this time. I'll let them know you're coming because they're going to call at lunch. I'll let them know. And it was after lunch. So I showed up to the audition. Okay. So I walk in, my cocky little ass, and I see Alan Menken, Lynn Ahrens, Paul Gimignani. I know who Mike and Stro were because I had seen Crazy for You and had fallen in love with it. And I also saw Mike's production of Follies in London starring Diana Rigg and Daniel Massey and Julia McKenzie. I was in a room with the greats, and I wasn't allowing myself to register that because I had to get this job.